this beautiful paving, these gardens. As you can see, there are 7 stones, I believe, which are surrounding a campfire. And the idea is that the women were very grateful to that campfire because it meant that they could keep warm, feed themselves, and probably keep predators away.
Walking in history, counting our steps. Walking in history, fun and learning for all. Walking in history, have fun.
Yep. So, welcome back to the channel. We've just finished doing our drone footage, which you will see at the end of this video. We are now on the way to the peace camp. So the ground, as you can see, is pebbly, stony. Very important to have a decent pair of walking boots. I can't stress the importance of that. And there's a sign, welcome to Greenham Common. Just pass and let the ladies pass. No problem. So it says, welcome to Greenham Common, Greenham Commons. There's the map. So when you come here, you won't get lost. You can work your way around. So we come out of this road. We've just come through the kissing gate and we turn. We don't turn, we go straight on. So just showing you what industry has come to Greenham since it got shut down. So lots of companies moving in an area that seems to be very prosperous. What a beautiful country we live in. So much beautiful things to see. Getting out and having a healthy walk and counting our steps. So at the end of this walk, we will tell you what the steps are from the ladies' camp to the car park. So if you come and do this walk, you'll know exactly how many steps you will need. How many steps you will need? No. How many steps you would have made. The viewers out there, especially our American cousins, if you had a relation that was stationed here at some stage, let us know in the comments. We want to learn. So, walking in history, what is it all about? Walking in history. We walk in history every single day. Every day you walk in your history. So what we do if we walk in history, we stay fit and we count steps. And we make it easy for you, the viewer, to recreate our journeys with an interactive map that gives you all kinds of information. So sometimes we'll talk about history deeply. Other times we'll just touch up onto it. There will always be links for anybody that wants to find out more about the area that we're walking in history in. So, thank you for giving us a try. This is our very, very, very first shoot. And it's been a disaster. Let's hope the footage comes out okay. So we continue straight on here and we can see the learner driver there, look. Coming up, let's have a watch of the learner driver. There we go. Doing very well. It's interesting that because when I first taught one of my family members to drive, I brought them up to this very place and I was kicked off by security, so maybe I was just unlucky. And we've got flight line, up and away, just like Sky 2. Sky 2, Walking in History's drone, to give you that footage that you just don't get anywhere else, really. I think we're going to come out of here a little bit because there's some bad light with the lighting. Sorry about the wind. If that's coming out on the audio, I do apologise. We are filming with what we've got. We hope to have something a bit different in the future, but this is what we're stuck with at the moment. We've got Just Moto on the right hand side. We're on the left, making our way towards the Greenham Women's Monument. Towards the camp, still, at the monument still. I'm walking past Jaguar Land Rover. There's some nice cars there. Past the bus stop. So if you want to come and visit, you can get the bus. I don't know what the route number is. I'm sure you can look up online. I think this is First Street. Not sure, I think it's First Street. So anybody recognise any of these buildings? Okay, so we're almost at the entrance of the Ladies Peace Camp Memorial. And it says, welcome to all who visit here. This peace garden is situated on the area of land where between the years of 1981 and 2000 an encampment of non-violent women who protested against plans for nuclear war was sighted. At the height of the Cold War between the two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union's plans were made at NATO headquarters to install 96 ground launch cruise missiles at the Royal Air Force United States Air Force Base here at Greenham Common. Each missile would have the explosive power of 16 Hiroshima bombs. They would be under the command of United States Air Force. On the 27th of August 1981, following a long tradition that includes Gandhi's March for Justice and the US Civil Rights March, the Welsh group Women for Life on Earth marched from Wales to Greenham Common. They arrived on the 5th of September 1981 to protest the NATO plans. The Women's Peace Camp was set up on this site, and as the protest grew, other camps formed around the perimeter fence. The camp became the focus for tens of thousands of women throughout the UK and internationally to protect against war and nuclear weapons of mass destruction. The missiles and their nuclear warheads began arriving on the 14th of November 1983 and were housed in the hardened silos on the common. You will see those silos at the end of the video with the drone footage, from where the missiles were taken out for regular firing drills on Salisbury Plain. Each and every missile convoy exercise was non-violently disrupted by the women. Arrested, court cases and prison sentences followed. So there you go. There's more to read, but if you want to find out a little bit more about that, then you can come and read it. It's quite difficult reading it in the sun. Visitors welcome. Okay, so we step through the gate. This beautiful paving, these gardens. As you can see, there are 7 stones, I believe, which are surrounding a campfire. And the idea is that the women were very grateful to that campfire because it meant that they could keep warm, feed themselves, and probably keep predators away.
The Greenham Common Women's Peace Camp, a women-only protest camp, emerged in 1981 in response to the deployment of U.S. cruise missiles at the RAF Greenham Common base, and it lasted for 19 years, becoming a symbol of women's resistance to nuclear weapons and war. Background and history. Context: the camp was a direct response to the British government's decision to allow the storage of American nuclear-tipped cruise missiles at RAF Greenham Common. Origins: in September 1981, a group of women, including those from a march known as Women for Life on Earth, arrived at Greenham Common to protest the deployment of the missiles. Camp establishment: after realizing the march alone wouldn't achieve their goals, a small group of women decided to stay and establish a women-only peace camp outside the base's perimeter. Protests and actions: the women organized various demonstrations and protests, including blockades, creative performances, and disrupting military exercises. Feminist focus: the camp was not only about opposing nuclear weapons but also about empowering women and challenging patriarchal structures. Impact and legacy: the Greenham Common Women's Peace Camp gained international attention and became a powerful symbol of women's resistance to war and violence. Duration: the camp remained active for 19 years, from 1981 to 2000, even after the missiles were removed from the base in 1991. Aftermath: the air base was decommissioned, and the area is now an open nature reserve. Feminist nonviolence: the women developed creative ways to oppose nuclear weapons, which are the apex of patriarchal violence. In 1981, a group of women, angered by the decision to site cruise missiles, guided nuclear missiles, in the UK, organised a protest march from Cardiff, Wales to Greenham Common Air Base near Newbury in Berkshire. Here they set up what became known as the Greenham Common Women's Peace Camp. In 1981, a group of women, angered by the decision to site cruise missiles, guided nuclear missiles, in the UK, organised a protest march from Cardiff, Wales to Greenham Common Air Base near Newbury in Berkshire. Here they set up what became known as the Greenham Common Women's Peace Camp. Between 1981 and 1983, the protesters attempted to disrupt construction work at the base. Their methods included blockading the base and cutting down parts of the fence. In December 1982, more than 30,000 women gathered at Greenham to join hands around the base at the Embrace the Base event. Despite the efforts of the protesters, in November 1983 the first cruise missiles arrived at Greenham. However, protests continued throughout the rest of the 1980s. Many women faced court cases, fines and sometimes imprisonment for their actions. Newbury District Council tried many times to close the camp by evicting protesters but were unsuccessful. The numbers of women at the camp dwindled over time, but it remained standing. In 1987, U.S. President Ronald Reagan and Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev signed the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces (INF) Treaty, which paved the way for the removal of cruise missiles from Greenham. Between 1989 and 1991, all the missiles sited at Greenham were removed. The United States Air Force left the base in 1992 and were soon followed by their British counterparts. The peace camp remained as a continuing protest against nuclear weapons, and the last of the Greenham women left the base in September 2000, 19 years after they'd first arrived.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ladies standing around their campfire, keeping themselves warm while they turn round and protest for a better future for all of us. The ladies done an event which was called Embrace the Base. I believe it was 30,000 women linked arms. They showed what people power can do. And here is the fountain dedicated to the memory of the people that selflessly tried to make a difference for me, because I was a child at the time. And the inscription says, "You can't kill the spirit." Just gonna walk around this garden slowly and feel the energy and try to read as much out for you as I can see. Here we have a rock that's left as a memorial to one of the peace camp ladies, and I think this is her plaque. I'm sorry about the camera, I'll try to read it, but it says Helen's Garden in memory of Helen Thomas, 1966 to 1989, whose life was taken from her during her stay at the Women's Peace Camp on August 1989. Just imagine what it must have been like, because I was young at the time, and a lot of my family knew about this, spoke about this, and it was a different world in those days. You know, women were not so much in the home those days, they were breaking out of that. So to women to leave and take their children and whatever, there would have been factions of society that would have seen that as being a bad mother. Well, as a matter of fact, they were being the example to the world. This concludes our video of the Ladies' Memorial Garden here at Greenham Common in England. Don't forget to comment below. Until we see you next again, we'll see you in the next one. This is TJ from Walking in History, signing off. Okay, we're just going to go and sign off here. There we go. There we can see all the ladies standing around the campfire, keeping herself warm. I do see some information. We like information. So we're just going to take a walk towards it and see what we can see before we sign off. So there's a little stone here that I can read that says Helen. There's a few little cards. I don't even like to touch anything. Just observe. From these 7 ladies keeping warm around the campfire in the UK, this is TJ from Walking in History, signing off. Like and comment. See you in the next.
Let's check out the view from sky, too.
Push back an ocean, it's gonna rise back up in waves. Nobody can stop the wind from blowing, can stop a mind from growing. Somebody may stop my voice from singing, but the song will live on and on. You can't kill the spirit, it's like a mountain.
And it says, welcome to all who visit here. This peace garden is situated on the area of land where between the years of 1981 and 2000, an encampment of non-violent women who protested against plans for nuclear war was sighted. At the height of the Cold War between the two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, plans were made at NATO headquarters to install 96 ground launch cruise missiles at the Royal Air Force United States Air Force Base here at Greenham Common. each missile would have the explosive power of 16 Hiroshima bombs. It says Helen's Garden in memory of Helen Thomas, 1966 to 1989, whose life was taken from her during her stay at the Women's Peace Camp.
Though the path is long, stay strong, we will carry on. We will carry on and on. Lift our voice as one, lift our voice as one, sing on. We will carry on. You can't kill the spirit, it's like a mountain, old and strong. It goes on and on. You can't kill the spirit, it's like a mountain, old and strong. It goes on and on. You can't kill the spirit. No, 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 it's like a mountain. It's old and strong. It is on and on and on and on and on. You can't kill the spirit. It is like a mountain. Old and strong. It is on and on and on. Pick your feet up, everyone. Today your journey has begun. Hey, pick your feet up.
And the inscription says you can't kill the spirit.
Walking in history, step by step. Walking in history,